All right, we're back, and I'm doing the same sort of thing here. I'm using my audio from my Cena here to try to get a mic going for right now. I'm going to set up my mic. I know I've been saying I'm going to, but I haven't been, so there's that. Anyway, we're back, and I wanted to give you a few updates. One of those updates is I put my S model or SM model wheels on my S model, those KKEs, and my audio ended up getting wacky. I tried to do something like this, but it was cold. Let's toss it up. Ooh, we got some wind. She's bucking me. See how I'm steering towards where I don't want to go? I can see how that could cause problems. But obviously a closed area, so I'm not on the open road. But I took the S model with the SM wheels on there, the cheapy KKEs. Something that's interesting, I used my adapter bracket for using the stock, watch them, my stock caliper on the YZ 250 on it, because on the Showa, I think they're Showa, no, they're KYB. The KYB front shocks are basically the same on the 250 and on my old YZ 400F. I know this because I've got this not old, Motomaster brake setup that I've used before. And I found out that they are interchangeable on it. So I just did that quick experiment, and I actually acquired another one. And it's basically the Warp 9 bracket. I might show some of this. I might show some snippets of this or a picture. But that's what's happening. I'm actually very pleased about it. Very pleased about it. So I did some filming on it. It was rather cool, and this Cena camera died. So I did record with this camera, the front view here, and I might show some snippets of it here. Alright, so that's pretty good. So I showed some of those snippets, and you know, I recorded quite a bit because I wanted to get some analysis. I was a little concerned about the alignment. It was aligned really well. There's just a little different feel. It just completely, the brakes, the 320 rotor on that with it adapted really makes it touchy, but in a good way. But I rode it, and it feels pretty good. I'm happy about that. I did a live stream last night. That's the end of that update. I did a live stream last night working on the WR 450 transmission. You should be able to see that on the videos here. And for those of you that might be frustrated with the interaction on that, my chat broke. It froze. I can only see 2 chats in there, so people couldn't see it, or people couldn't interact with me. I'm going to try to work on that and see if I can address it. And so we have that going on. I've got, let's see, so we'll see more updates on that. I told in that video, which I went on and on for too long, like I tend to do. Really excited about how that's going to turn out, though. Or where we're going to be when I pick back up with it. Let's see, what else? I did take the Silverado in for service. So So it's going to get the heads taken off of, like I said before, we're getting the DOD delete on it. I've already got it programmed in there. The program is in on shutting off the AFM/DOD. And I tested that this last weekend, so it just physically needs to be done. And I know it's a little precautionary. Got to make myself viewed or seen. So, but we're decking the heads, and we're also going to get a valve inspection, and we're going to get new valve guide seals. We're upgrading the oil pump. I think we've talked about this. So all those things are good. Very pleased. So that's going to be happening. So I'm Silverado-less. So if I had a track day I wanted to go to, I'd have to take the beater S10, which I really don't feel comfortable taking it very long distances, just because of the nature of it. But if I really wanted to, I bet I could limp her along. But I'm not going to. So there's a certain amount of anxiety. That's a pretty expensive service. That's beyond what I have time to do and my experience. So we're leaving that one to the pros. The wind has done nothing but pick up today. And that's, you know, kind of cutting down on our one wheel activities, the one-way Dewey or no-way Dewey or whatever you want to call me, and my stunts, doozy stunts, doozy stunts. Oh man, that's crazy. But anyway, activities. Going in for arms, this is Tuesday, two-stroke Tuesday, even though I'm not on the two-stroke. It needs some work. We're going to 320 rotor convert the Banshee bike, which we're going to do an unveil on that. If you watch Link's Garage, you know that we got the Banshee bike now. We need to get it a little up to snuff. It's got a big old stinking 180 rear wheel or rear tire on that 4.25, which just ain't going to cut the mustard. It ain't going to do it. Hello. So there's the Silverado over there. He must not have gotten to it today, but when he does, it's gonna, it's there ready, in line, ready to get the engine pulled out of it. And oh boy, a little bit of anxiety about that. So we got that going for us, and I've got some different ideas with it. I've got other projects to get caught up on, obviously the WR450. I haven't talked about it much on this channel, but we've got the, I've opened a can of worms with this XR650L. And it's got some serious damage. I'm gonna, as soon as I get this WR450 done, I'm going to put the hammer down on this. It's just, there's been a lot of things. I'll probably brief the viewers on this, on what all's going on. But the nutshell of this thing, it's got a roached top end, completely roached top end. part of the piston went into the crankcase. It did everything but break, you know, severely, but there's metal in the crankcase and it could have caused all sorts of carnage. So we got to split the cases on it. I was well on my way to doing so, but I had a lot of trouble. I had a lot of trouble with the, what is that? The flywheel. The flywheel, removing it. And this thing was oil starved and it got hot at one point. It got like, I don't know what you would call that. Just, who knows how hot it got. That rhymes. All right. But anyway, and the rail's coming along. But so what I ended up having to do, I mean, I put penetrating oil, I did everything, soaking this thing on there. I stripped the flywheel. I stripped the flywheel with the flywheel puller. And I broke a couple of 3-jaw pullers. I broke them trying to get this stinking thing off. And I almost threw in the towel on it. And then I cut the freaking flywheel off the crankshaft. We're going to replace the crankshaft if there's no major carnage in the cases. We're going to replace all the bearings. We're going to give this thing a full restoration. And it's a lot, but I'm in the weeds on it and it's a lot of work to do. So, but we're going to do it once we split the cases on it. And I'm going to share something. I was going to do a series on it until it went the direction in which it did. And I was like, no, this is one of those ones. So we're not sharing that. But I'll do a little vlog of it and we'll say, oh, okay, well, this is what he's been doing and that's why. But in amongst doing everything else that we've been doing. So that's kind of where we're at right now. You know how it is. I'm going on the normal trip. I was going to do the long trip and maybe try to bust out a wheel for us. But you're just going to have to accept the one that you got. Some sand in the road. That's where we're at, peoples. Other than that, we're going to get our arms. On Tuesday, we do arms. Because if you want to do wheelies on Wheelie Wednesday, your arms better be effing swole. All right. And that's it for today. Kind of not so exciting, but it is what it is. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.